This is True Stories by Maria Adelmann. Aftermath. Hansel. Our father alternates between hugs and apologies. He lifts Gretel off the floor again and again. In his arms, she seems to hang like a rag doll. Her eyes look sewn open, her mouth stitched into a half smile. I glance around the cottage. Our stepmother must be somewhere. There will be no place for her to hide. I cannot picture her face. When I try, all I see is the witch. She's dead, our father says finally. He begins crying as never before, thick heaving sobs that could be sadness or joy or relief. He looks across the bare wooden table at the gold coins we have brought. His eyes grow wide as mouths. To him the coins must look like the kinds of food he hasn't eaten in years. Before we left the witches, we considered filling our pockets with gingerbread, peppermints, gumdrops. We weren't hungry. We weren't children anymore. We took only the coins. Walking home, my sister and I were quiet and sluggish and full. My mouth felt stung by sweetness. My stomach was heavy as a cow's udder hanging low with milk. Everything I saw made me feel sick. I couldn't tell the difference between sugar and star, chocolate and tree. Our father tucks us into bed, kisses us each on the forehead 3 times. I cannot sleep. Of all the things that could haunt me now, of all the things that may haunt me forever, it will not be the witch. It will not be her stringy black hair, nor the way it seemed to crawl on her head like thousands of centipedes, nor her rotted teeth, so dark they appeared to be gaps in her mouth. Not what I imagined such gaps led to. The black pit of her stomach had digested boys before me. Not her laugh, the cackles that pierced the air like breaking dishes, not the sound she made when she burned, screams high and haunting like the wails of an infant, not the sickening smell of burning flesh mixed with the sweetness of candy, not the mess we saw in the oven after slivers of yellow bone sticking out of a sizzling, tearish lump of blackened flesh. What will haunt me be what came before that, before the witch. It would be my father leading us into the woods, my sister behind me, small and thin and shoeless, my stomach so empty it felt full, my head seeming to drift above me like a balloon, and my hands dropping breadcrumbs in a trail behind me, just in case, just in case. This is Gretel's dreams. In some dreams, Gretel is a piece of dark, hollow chocolate. She lives on a grocery store shelf in an airtight box with a clear plastic front. She has giant eyes, but she can't close them. There's a mouth, too, but it doesn't open. She feels as if she is slowly suffocating. People walk by and glance at her. People walk by and pick up her box and shake her around. People walk by, and behind the people who walk by, other people are following who also walk by. These other people have bad intentions. Bad intentions meaning they carry large knives that glisten under the lemony fluorescent light. They carry assault rifles as dark as licorice. They carry scythes slung over their shoulders, the crescent blade curved like a witch's beckoning finger. In other dreams, Gretel is struggling to stay afloat in a thick sea of melted chocolate. The consistency is something between molasses and mud. Its undulations are menacing, like a sea creature amping up for an attack. When she thrusts her hand up from the muck, chocolate pulls from her finger in strings, like spit that drags at the corner of a mouth. On a distant shore, translucent blue and red bricks are stacked to form cabins that shimmer and wink in the cottage sun, in the orange sun. But Gretel doesn't dare swim to shore. She would, it turns out, rather drown. Something flicks past her. A fish, bright red and rubbery. Even in the dream, she thinks, what in God's name is the moral of this fucking story? There's a dream from which she sometimes wakes up screaming. She's reclined in a dentist chair, her mouth open wide, a light shining from above. The dentist is an old woman with a thin face that hovers above Gretel like a crescent moon. The dentist smiles. As her lips curve, her teeth, sharp as candy corn, emerge between her lips. They're all cavities, she says. One by one, the dentist tears out Gretel's teeth, which are square and matte like chiclets. Beneath Gretel's teeth, hiding in her gums, are strings of candy necklaces. The dentist pulls them out like gauze, and Gretel can feel them dragging against the raw interior of her gums. On the little silver tray next to the dentist's chair, bloody candy is piled high. In real life, though who can tell anymore, Gretel avoids sweets. Her tongue always hurts. It's rubbed raw, rough as sandpaper, like a cat's tongue. She likes to set cool rounds of cucumber on it, like icing a bruise. One day, while slicing a cucumber in her tiny kitchen, the phone trills. It's her brother. She rarely answers. And she nicks her finger. Her finger is as thin as a chicken bone, but still, somehow, it is filled with blood, which now comes out of her, drips onto the green plastic cutting board in a pool so dark for a moment she thinks it's chocolate. The thought that she is pumping chocolate through her heart terrifies her, but it would explain some things, like why she wants to escape from her own body, why she wants to be bled dry. There's very little she really understands about what she wants. In shopping malls, jewelry flashes at her from glass display cases. Gems sparkle like hard candy. Beads glisten like silver dragées. Round as jawbreakers. The clothes are unnaturally bright. Colors like jelly beans. The world itself cloys. Sometimes Gretel finds herself reaching towards something. A pair of earrings, a flower, a venti mocha with whipped cream on top. But she catches herself, always, and draws away. To want, after all, is to be bewitched. If it is beautiful or sweet, it will ruin you.